What's good, everybody? No intro, so I just want to get straight into it. I'm pretty much just talking about like intervals and like open string tunings and sort of like explaining some things that is just really important. I'll say that. I don't really want to get into why it's important and stuff. Maybe it'll come to me later. But I've been trying to figure out a way. I've been trying to figure out a way to explain this to where it actually makes sense. All right. The guitar is tuned in a way that allows guitar players to play chords the way that we play them. But throughout history, the open tuning of a guitar has been adjusted and adapted in different ways. Uh, I guess in an effort to experiment what shapes work better for our hands. I think that's the best way that I can explain it. Not really gonna get into the names, of people who altered it, but it wasn't necessarily one individual who came up with standard tuning. At one point, the guitar was like, well, it wasn't called a guitar, but when it was a 5-string guitar, it was A D G B E, and then the E string was added. So anyhow, uh, strings, the third through the sixth string, are tuned in fourths. Okay. Uh, and when I say fourths, what I mean is this. Um, Let me show you real quick. So when you are playing a major scale, okay, here's what it looks like. Okay, all right. So pretty much it looks like this. All right. So yeah, when you're playing this major scale, I mean either or, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, major or minor, you're still gonna land on the same fourth pretty much, but I'm using a major scale to reference it. But these 4 strings right here, most instructors would say the 4 bottom strings because they're the 4 lowest strings, and the high strings is the top. These are the top strings, but these lower 4 strings are tuned in fourths. Now here's why that is. Like if you ever hear somebody say, you know, it's tuned in fourths, if you ever hear that phrase, well, this is an open E, okay, and this is an A. Now, for those of you who are familiar, you know that the 5th string is tuned to A. So from this E, and if we were to count up from the E to the second to the third, which is the G sharp, to the fourth, you land on the A. And this A is also, I mean, it's the same note. Now the same thing is true for the next string. If you do the same thing, okay, I can go and I can erase all these and I can do the same thing. All right. All right, and the way that would sound is this. All right. Well, that next string above it is a D. So on and so forth. So I don't really have to do that for, this string. If we're here, we go to the 5th fret, is that next one is a G, but it stops there. Okay. Now, between the G and the B string, this is actually a third away. So if I were to just go major third, G, A, B, from here to, well, this B, 1, 2, 3, is where this is tuned to, okay? And then from the B, the high B to the high E, well, that is, that's a fourth away as well, all right? So, but kind of imagine that Imagine that all of the strings are tuned in fourths from one another. Well, our shapes would look totally different. Our shapes will look totally different, just like throughout the neck. Okay. So just say, for example, I want to use a good example here. Like this is, like a minor triad right here. Okay. E, A, C, you know what I'm saying? We got that. We heard how that sounds. Well, if I were to play that same triad up here, that's how it would look. And that is totally due to the shift between the G and B string is tuned to thirds. Okay. And in terms of like the open tuning. So like keep that in mind. If this entire neck, I'll say if the open strings were tuned to fourths, this shape it would be the same exact shape no matter where we play it on the neck. Like it would be, right here. I'm just saying the shape itself would look like this if these strings were tuned to fourths. Okay. And I've actually tried it. Okay. So it's like, it's basically flatted. It's flatted by like a half a step. You know what I'm saying? So, and the same thing is a very similar thing is true if we're just finding octaves. Okay. So like sometimes guitar learners, we're trying to learn how to do octaves or find and locate octaves of different notes that we want to locate, and we get a little tripped up because when it comes to that between the G and B string, we get a little confused. Well, that's because that particular string, those string differences are in thirds. Okay. Also, and I don't want to confuse you, but it's important to note that if I'm on the G string and I'm going to the lower string, well, the G going to the D is actually a fifth. Okay, that's also important to know. From the D to the G is a fourth. From the G to the D is a fifth. Okay, I can prove that to you. Here we go. G, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's a fifth right here. You see what I'm saying? So it's important to know that. If I'm on this D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's the A right there. Okay. But if I'm going this way, it's a fourth up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a G right there. All right. But anyway, if we're trying to find our octaves and say this is a G, within these first two strings, for the most part, you go over 2 frets and 2 strings, above that, those are octaves apart. And the same thing is true if you're here, 2 frets over, 2 strings above that, those are octaves. And so no matter where you are on these lower 2 strings, that's going to be true. Now, if this neck was tuned in fourths throughout, like every single string, the same thing would be true if you were on the 4th string and the 3rd string. The same thing would be true. But since these strings, the G and B string, are a third is a third apart, well, it causes that stretch to be a little wider. So if I'm at this C, I would have to go over 3 frets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this is only if I'm visually locating where the octave is using frets and strings, like a coordinate system. Okay. And this is also only if I'm looking to the right of it. If I'm going up the neck, it's different if I'm going down the neck. So here's an example of that. If I'm on this C, okay, and I want to look to the left of it, well, it's going to be a little different. Okay. So if you're going to look for the same exact tonality, Well, you go over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's like a 3-3 situation now. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're on these two low strings and you want to locate an octave, one way is to go to the right 2 frets and go up 2 frets. Bam. It doesn't matter where you are on that E string. And same if you're on that the A string, no matter where you are, it's going to be the same thing. 2 frets over. If this is F, 2 frets over, 2 frets up. Boom. It's right there. But again, when you get to that D string, okay, no matter where you are, you're going to have to add a fret. All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So if you're here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that is just because of that, these two strings, the G and the B string, it's in thirds. So it's like, it's going to be shifted a little bit for that reason. So that's why I was wanting to mention for you to actually reference or just think about every string being tuned to fourths, hypothetically, and then almost tuning it back so that you can see what it would actually like visually look like. Okay. If I were going to the left and I want to find a sharp, it would actually be 2 frets. If I remember correctly, this is A sharp, 1, 2, 1, 2, boom. Okay. So things like that are very necessary. It's very helpful if we're just wanting to figure out the shape of a chord. Little tidbits like that are just really helpful. Like just knowing how to locate your octaves. And this is not the first time that I've made a video pointing this out, but I didn't use like string tunings to actually make a note of this, but I was just actually wanting to show you how that looks. Okay. And just like how the shapes will be. Earlier I showed you here's an F sharp, right? F sharp triad. Okay, this F sharp triad, if you play it on a different place on the neck, it would actually look different. So if it's played from the E string, it would look the same. So if I play this F sharp triad, major triad right here, right here, it sounds the same, it's just lower. But if I play this F sharp right here, that's how it looks. And again, it's because these strings, G and B, are tuned to in thirds. So this is why these shapes are the way that they are. It's like they're like 1 fret higher, you know what I'm saying, for that reason. So this helps you to find more inversions. This helps you to find, different things like that. So let me actually do this, and I'm gonna pause real quick and I'll be right back. All right. So in real time, I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna actually tune this string. Okay. I'm gonna right here again, these are fourths. And also this is actually a way that some people tune their guitars. If you have one string that's right, that's correct. If you can reference it on the piano, you can actually tune the rest of your guitar by going to the 5th fret. Here you go to the 4th fret, and you can actually tune it to one string. So I mean that's just something that you can actually do. All right, now if I were to go to the G string, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and remember this string is actually tuned to thirds to the B string. But if I tune it to this 4th, if I play a major triad up here, let's say, it'll be the same shape. So this, it's just a little tidbit. It's not, you know, you don't have to know this, but this is really like a minor triad, you know, if you were to play it from these sets of strings, okay? But, and again, I tuned it to a fourth. All right, I'm gonna tune it back, so. There we go. So anyway, that's just something to actually keep in mind as you are locating octaves. You know, when you're up here, 3 frets apart. 3 frets, 2 strings. When you're on the E and A string, 3 frets, 2 frets, 2 strings. 2 frets, 2 strings. It's almost like a window right here. A string, same thing, 2 frets, 2 strings. When you get to that D string, 3 frets, 2 strings. 3 frets, 2 strings, coming from the G string. And if you're this way, so this is a B, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like things like that are very important, okay? Because this way, again, I hate to say that, not I hate to say, but we teach shapes, but we don't like show why a certain chord shape is what it is. We just want to know the shape. And I'm just one of those people who's going to show you why that is, okay? So that is pretty much what I wanted to show. You know, it's sort of a nerd out subject. You know what I'm saying? This is something I'm a little nerdy over. So, hope you don't mind. But yeah, that's just something that's important to me. You know, I like to know why. I'm a why person. Don't just tell me something and think I'm gonna just do it. That's not me. So that is pretty much it. And I think I'm done. And I will see you guys on the next video. So I appreciate you joining me, and I appreciate you sticking with me through the whole video. Subscribe if you would like. Hit the buttons, hit all the buttons, donate, you know, super thanks, all that stuff. Feel free if you feel so led. And I appreciate it. All right. Love y'all. Peace.